this is Arunava Chaudhuri, and you are on my YouTube channel, Arunfoot. Indian football seems to be heading in a direction which I personally am not liking. I realize that there's a lack of accountability, no ethics, no moral compass in regard to what is right or what is wrong. It makes me angry, to be very, very honest. It makes me sometimes disillusioned, because I always say when I speak in my lives or generally here in videos that I somehow have hope left in me that one day things will go in the right direction. That is what I say. That is what I think. That is what I believe. I'm a positive thinking person. But I've also become sometimes myself a cynic. And one thing that I was taught by my parents, I was taught in school, at university, and also in my workplaces, my work experiences that I've had, question things. Here in Germany, one of the most important things is question things. Question yourself. Have you done everything right? Could you have done something different? And these are things that I realize in an Indian football, in an Indian context generally, is very, very difficult, because failure, defeat is something that is not wanted to be seen. But these things, if not looked at, if you don't go in depth, if you don't understand what is right or wrong, takes you down the path where Indian football is being taken at this moment. We are being led, we are being influenced by people who don't understand football. I'll be very, very frank on that. And I'll be arrogant enough to say, some people will say that I'm arrogant on this, but I know what is right and what is wrong. Yes, I have experienced a lot of situations. Have I done everything right in my past? No, of course not. But I've learned from my mistakes. I've learned from a lot of other things as well. This is one thing that people don't seem to want to do in Indian football. Again, no accountability, forget ethics, forget moral. People are just doing things so that they can win. Okay, I grant them the jugaad part. That is India. You try and find shortcuts. But in sports, and especially in a sport like football, which is the only sport in the world where 211 countries and territories participate, there are no shortcuts to success. You have to put in the hard work. You have to put in the hard effort. You have to do the work to be successful down the road. And all of that is not happening. And we have institutions now which can be influenced. Institutions which are corrupted. Institutions which are decided by power. And that is where Indian football is at this moment. I'm not even coming to the football part on the field, which is another disaster in itself. But it is a result of a lot of these people who have been involved or are involved for the last 10, 15, 20 or longer years. But these people themselves will never recognize that what they think is right, what they think is theirs, their fiefdom, their money, that they're harming Indian football, that they've harmed Indian football for a long, long time. There's a lot of characters. And if I start, most probably I can do a whole list of an essay list, so to say, of names. And I don't know how many days or months I would be speaking, because there are too many characters who are in this Indian football does not need you bracket. It is that bad at this moment. And that is another scary part of where we stand in Indian football. We are not in a good state anyway. The last 2.5 years have taken us down a black hole, and we've not even tried to get out of it. We have moved even further and deeper into it. And we are in a situation where I would say, how can we change all of this? It can be changed. It is relatively simple. the right leadership, the right leaders, the support of the stakeholders, with an understanding that all stakeholders involved in Indian football are part of the same. We are all Indian football. But a lot of stakeholders see only themselves, see their own success, and don't realize that if they fail, that failure could help Indian football down the road. They don't understand what is right and what is wrong. They just want to win, as I've said. And winning, yes, is important in sports. That's what it's all about at the end of the day. But I have learned most of my lessons in life from defeats and from losses and from mistakes. And I don't know when people will wake up that the way things are running in Indian football, we're just walking into another ban by FIFA, thanks to the AIFF themselves, people around the AIFF, and thanks also to the courts who don't realize that the law of sports stands above the law of the land. I tried my luck 3 years ago, around this time, to explain to people the FIFA ban is coming. And people laughed in my face. People said to me, it'll never happen. It did happen. It happened on August 15th, 2022. An auspicious day for India. It's Independence Day. But the message till date hasn't been understood. And I don't know how much more pain Indian football can sustain before it actually collapses. But I still hope for better times. What do you guys think? Do you agree, do you disagree with me? Do you have points to add? Let's talk about them. And as always, like, share and subscribe Arunfoot here on YouTube. Visit my other social medias. Visit arunfoot.com. And I'll be back very soon. So Arunava Chaudhuri signing off. Bye for now.